Now you may be thinking to yourself, what is shiny object syndrome? Shiny object syndrome is when you're focusing on one thing, and then when something new comes across, you begin to focus on that and drop the previous thing. Or not even necessarily fully drop it. You don't focus on it as much. I am guilty of that. I have my fair share of studying different art styles, focusing on different kind of income streams at a time, and not necessarily focusing on one at a time and building that up. That's what I'm gonna talk to you about today. If you're new here, my name is Corey, and I talk about my thoughts on being an artist and also art tips. Let's jump right in. First, I want to talk about how the shiny object syndrome shows up when it comes to making art. Now, for myself, like I said before, I have my fair share of focusing on different art styles. Also, different mediums, from charcoal to watercolor to acrylic, oil to ink. And then within those mediums, different kind of art styles and focuses. Now, something that I'm currently doing is I'm taking 3 different artists that I'm inspired by, whose art I want my art to sort of resonate with, or the outcome to look similar to. I'm not copying these artists, but studying the way that they make art and incorporating different elements of that art and putting it towards mine. I'm narrowing down that focus. Especially, we can look at Pinterest and be scrolling for a while because there's so much different art. Have you ever been on Pinterest and you're looking for different inspiration, and one thing that happens is you just keep scrolling and you think to yourself, I cannot come with any idea of what to make? One of the reasons is because I think we're filling our minds, we're consuming our minds with so much different kind of art and different styles. A part of ourselves is telling us the art is already made for us and we're enjoying watching it. And that sort of prevents us from making art. It sort of tells a part of our brain that we don't need to make it because they just made it and they made it look awesome, so I need to start it myself. And our brain sort of does that thing with itself, stop us from making art in general. And then also, we can focus on one style of art, or say, oh, I like this kind of art, I want to make this next piece that kind of has those sort of elements in it. Then we see a new different kind of art, something completely different, and then we also make our art sort of tailored towards that. And then we see this inconsistency of sort of different kind of art styles that we're making. What I think is good also to do is focus on a series. When you make a series, you're focusing on, you have the opportunity to focus on one subject or one theme. Therefore, I like to do that. I like to do that myself. I like to focus on specific themes and also put together a series that helps me focus on one thing. Now, when you do focus on this specific thing, don't just focus on one artist, because then that could be copying. Stealing is different. Stealing, there's also a book called Steal Like an Artist. You should check it out. It's a pretty good book. It's about taking different ideas and elements from different kinds of sources. When I was in high school, I would have to write a paper and I would have to have different sources that I would show in the paper that I wrote to where I got those ideas from. Different sources, not just one, different sources. It's the same thing. Focus on one thing, meaning focus on a specific kind of style, pick 3 artists that you like, study their style, and focus on that for a while. The next thing I want to focus on is when it comes to our art business and income streams. Specifically with myself, I focus on different kinds of income streams. Now, it's cool to do that because as artists, we need different kinds of income streams to be able to be successful as an artist or be able to sustain ourselves financially as an artist. We need those things. Although when we do that, we can get trapped into this mindset that we need to water a bunch of different plants at once. When that happens, we're giving a little bit of water to different kinds of income streams at one time, rather than pouring most of that water into one plant, aka one income stream, and focusing on that at a time, building those up. For myself right now, what I'm doing is I'm focusing on YouTube. I'm not dropping everything else because currently I have a few other things I'm going on when it comes to different income streams. Again, a festival, gallery exhibition, mural that I'm doing as well. At the same time, when those things are finished, I'm focusing on YouTube like I haven't before. That's the goal. One income stream at a time. Then once you build that up, then step to the next one. Don't spread the water out all at once, because I believe that's going to take everything much longer to grow. Now, the third thing that I want to talk about when it comes to fast tracking your art business is immersing yourself in your craft. What that means is most of the things you do relate it to art. Find some way to incorporate art in what it is that you're doing. Right now, I'm finding myself scrolling through social media a lot, or just watching a YouTube video that has nothing to do with art. And since my goal is to do more YouTube videos and get more creative ideas on what kind of videos to make, I need to listen to a lot more things to give me more ideas in order to do that. And so if my idea is to make a different kind of art and also put more of a story in the theme of my art, then I need to focus on things and study things, listen to things that allow me to get more of those ideas. What I aim to do sometimes is I'll intentionally, let's say if I want to watch something on Netflix, I'll watch something that's going to give me inspiration into something that is art related. Sometimes, not all the time, but sometimes. Sometimes I think to myself, okay, what can I watch or listen to right now that's going to help me towards my art goals? I'm aiming to immerse myself in art. So every corner that I turn, I'm thinking about art, or more ideas just pouring in, because I'm constantly setting myself in a mental space that allows myself to pick up more ideas from different sources. Again, we need to immerse ourselves in art. It's kind of like the idea of eat, sleep, and breathe art. When we look at sports athletes, they almost look like they go through a lot. Not almost look like, they do look like they go through a lot to get where they're at. That's how we need to look at art. Art is not necessarily so much of a physical thing. It's a lot mental, and there is that physical part of painting itself. I think though, since it's so much mental, that we sometimes can think that we don't need to work hard at it as much. Meaning that when we take the analogy, or we take the mindset of an athlete, a professional athlete in the NFL or UFC or NBA, soccer, anything like that, the work ethic that they have, I believe myself, I aim to apply that to my art. Don't get me wrong, I do not do that often. No, that's not like I'm not David Goggins over here. I'm simply saying, let's take that idea. Let's take that sort of mindset and apply it to our art. Now, those are 3 different ways that will help us fast track our art business. Now, the goal isn't to necessarily fast track it. It's to be effective. Now, with being effective, the fast part, sort of a plus. If it happens more fast than you think it happens, that's fantastic. Again, the mindset is to be effective. Now, if you like this video, feel free to like and subscribe, and I will see you next time.